Hi, welcome to Seshu Solutions. Today I'm going to teach you about greatest common factor of a monomials. Okay. So the first question is 9x and 3x squared. Okay. If you have only one term, it is called a monomial. For 9x, we have to do the prime factorization. So for 9, the prime factors are 3 times 3 and there is an x. So you're writing 3 times 3 times x. Okay. Now it is 3x squared. So 3 is a prime number. You can leave it like that. And we have x and x. X square is nothing but x times x. In order to find the greatest common factor, we have to circle the common factors from both the numbers. Here, 3 is the common factor and x is the common factor. We have to write greatest common factor as 3 times x. Okay, we have to take only the common factors from both the monomials and we have to multiply them. Here we have only 3 as a common factor and x as a common factor. So the GCF is 3x. Coming to the second example, here we are taking 3 monomials. One is 6x squared, the other one is 9x cubed and 12x. So the prime factorization of 6 is 2 times 3. And x is x square, so we are writing it as x times x. For 9x cube, the prime factorization is 3 times 3 and x times x times x for x cube. X to the power of 3 means we will repeat the x 3 times. Okay. So for 12x, the prime factorization for 12 is 2 times 6, but 6 is not a prime number, so we will write it as 2 times 3. So the prime factorization of 12 is 2 times 3, 2 times 3, and then we have 1x. In order to find the greatest common factor of these monomials, we have to take the common factor out. So, what is the first common factor in all the three numbers? All the three monomials has 3 as a common factor. So, we are writing 3. And all the three monomials has a common factor x. So, we can write GCF as 3x. Here for the second, there is x and here in the first two monomials, but there is no x in the third monomial. In order to find the GCF, it should be a common factor from all the three numbers. Okay. So here we have only 3 as a common factor and x as a common factor. GCF is 3x. Okay. Coming to the third example now. The first monomial is 15x square y. 15, we can write it as 3 times 5 when we do prime factorization. X square means x times x and then y. 20xy square. 20 is nothing but 4 times 5. So we can write it as 2 times 2 and then 5. We have xy square has only one x and y square means y times y. Now 25xy is 5 times 5 and then x times y. Now to find the greatest common factor, you have to find the common factor in all the three numbers. Here all the three numbers has one common factor 5. We can write it as 5. And all the three monomials has the common factor x. We can consider it as x. All the three monomials has a common factor y. 5 times x times y is the GCF. So GCF equal to 5xy. Okay. Now the last example. Here we have three monomials. The first monomial is 18p cube q. So what are the factors for 18? We can write it as 9 times 2. Again, 9 is not a prime number. We are writing it as 3 times 3. So 18p cube q, we can write it as 2 times 3 times 3. Then it will be in prime factorization. P cube means it has 3 p's, so we will multiply p times p times p. And then we have q. Okay. Now it is 24 p square and q square. So for 24, we know 24 comes in the table 6 times 4. 6 is nothing but 2 times 3 and 4 is nothing but 2 times 2. Okay. So how many 2's we have here? 3 2's. So 2 times 2 times 2 and 1 3. P square means we can write P times P. Q square is Q times Q. Okay. The next monomial is 30pq. So again, we have to do the prime factorization for 30. 30 is nothing but 3 times 10 or 2 times 3 times 5. Because 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 5 is 30 and 2, 3, 5 are prime numbers. P times Q. Okay. So we did prime factorization for all the three monomials. Okay. Now we have to find the greatest common factor of the three monomials. In this case, the greatest common factor in all the three numbers is first we have 2 in all the three numbers. So you can write 2. And then we have 3 as a factor in all the three monomials. So we can consider 3. And we have 1p and then 1q. So 2 times 3 is 6 pq. The greatest common factor of all these three monomials is 6pq. I hope I gave you a clear idea about greatest common factor of monomials. In the next video, I'll teach you about least common multiple of monomials. Okay. Thank you for watching.